This lesson covers the installation of the DNS server role. And this is done using Server Manager, or again, I could do it using PowerShell using the Install-Windows feature. Once again, we go to Manage, Add Roles and Features, and this can be done remotely. It's a role-based installation. I select the server I wish to install to. I then select the DNS server. And while the proper name is Domain Name System, you will hear it referred to as Domain Name Services very frequently, or even a Domain Name Server. So again, this is complaining because it doesn't have a static IP like when we use this test box for our DHCP. We'll continue. And once again, there's actually no configuration for the DNS role. All it's going to do is enable that feature, start the services, and then we actually do all of the configuration post-install. Now the changes this actually makes to the box, if I actually navigate to a DNS server, if I look at services.msc, we'll actually see a new service, the DNS server. Additionally, we have to allow those requests to come through the firewall. So if I look at my advanced settings, we will now see exceptions for domain name services. And we can see it uses UDP port 53. Now the one caveat with domain name system is that very frequently it will reside on your Active Directory domain controller. DNS and Active Directory have a very close relationship. DNS acts as the name resolution for Active Directory. It also integrates very tightly with Active Directory, allowing our DNS records to actually be stored and replicated through the Active Directory. So we can see here's a primary zone, store it in Active Directory, and I can also change how it's replicated. For this reason, it's actually very common that when you create a new domain controller, as part of that domain controller creation process, it will actually automatically install the DNS service for you, providing you check that box as part of the domain controller promotion wizard, and also configure it to automatically be part of this replication. So while we can manually install the DNS service, and you may need to do that if you're setting up DNS servers that are separate from Active Directory, the reality is for most DNS servers in your organization that are being used as part of Active Directory will be automatically installed and configured for you. Now once you have configured your DNS server, the next thing to do will be to add the various forward and reverse lookup zones. You may also configure entries such as my forwarder. For example, if you have an ISP and they prefer you to make your external name resolution requests through their DNS servers, you would add them through the Forwarders tab. So I can click Edit and add in the IP addresses for those external DNS servers. I would then add my various zones to my DNS server, and I could make sure my clients are configured with my DNS server's IP address. Again, it is important your DNS server has a static IP address so your clients can always find the DNS server.